Hey, what's up everyone, it's Patrick, and welcome to my guide to quest Garden of Tranquillity on RuneScape 3. If you're doing this on old school RuneScape, I have a guide for that as well, link description below. On screen right now is everything you need to prepare yourself for this quest. The green text is what is actually required, and the white text explains where to get everything for the Ironman as well as recommended items. I split the recommended items into two parts based on what they're for. I really want to explain the first part, items recommended to help your plant survive. If you look at the seeds listed under items needed, you notice there are plus signs next to the quantity because you might need more of those. These have to be planted in a specific patch only when you get up to that part of the quest, and most importantly, they have to survive, but you also cannot pay a gardener to watch over them. Anything else to help them survive will work, including using better compost, and the first two things I have listed under items recommended. Plant an additional marigold seed, meaning another one on top of the one needed for the quest, in the Port Phasma's allotment flower patch, and a rosemary seed in the Arty allotment flower patch. These flowers will protect what you need to plant later, but if you're going to do this, I would go do it right now before anything else because they have to be fully grown for it to work, which takes about 20 minutes. I want to make a disclaimer that the old school wiki claims that this does not work, but I tested myself literally 16 times and all 16 plants survived. If you want to know how or why I did that many times, I'm not going to get into it here, but you can leave a comment. I will reply to it. Anyways, feel free to pause the video if you want to take a better look at this as I'm going to get into the quest now. This video is brought to you by the awesome members of my Patreon. If you want access to some exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Enjoy the video, everyone. To start the quest, go to the Varrock Palace Garden located on the east side of the property. You can get near there using the Varrock Lodestone, a Ring of Wealth to Grand Exchange, Skills Necklace to Cooking Guild, a Combat Bracelet to Champions Guild, or any Varrock Teleport. Speak to Ella Maria and accept the quest. Speak to Ella Maria again and select option 1. How am I supposed to move statues all the way here to receive a trolley? Use your 2 buckets of regular compost, as the quality of the compost doesn't matter here, on the 2 plant pots to the north, and you can drop the empty buckets. Go to the Wise Old Man Draenor Village. You can teleport there using a Draenor Village Lodestone or an Amulet of Glory. Speak to the wise old man and select options 2, then 1. He'll then ask you a series of questions. The questions are the same for everyone and appear in the same order. The answers are also the same, but they may be arranged differently. So I wrote what each answer says on screen instead of which chat option they might be. Make sure you read each answer carefully before you select it. I also believe you actually have to click on each answer. You can't use your keyboard. Doing this successfully will bless your Ring of Charos, turning it into a Ring of Charos A. If that's what you're doing this quest for, by the way, you can stop as soon as you get it. Go to the farming patch near Falador. The only teleport that will get you closer from here is the Explorer's Ring that can teleport you to the Cabbage Patch. Otherwise, just run there. Wear the Ring of Charos A and speak to Elston. Select options 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, or just refer to what's around on screen. Once again, those options are 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1. Rake the flower patch if there's weeds in it, or harvest whatever flowers already in there. Point is using to clear it. Use your best quality compost on it and plant a marigold seed. It doesn't matter if you already have one planted there. It does not count if you did it before speaking to Elston. So if that's the case, you would have to do it again. This is one of the plants that I mentioned in the beginning that you have to fully grow, so do whatever you can to make sure it survives. Unfortunately, this is the only one that you cannot protect using a different plant, so you just have to hope. And yes, we will have to wait for it to grow, but we are allowed to do other things for the quest in the meantime, so we will come back. You can also activate your Green Fingers aura now, or wait until everything's planted. It will keep your plants protected from disease while it's active, and the aura lasts 20 minutes. The time does not increase as you upgrade it, so a tier 1 that costs I think 5,000 loyalty points is good enough. Go to the allotment patch between Canifis and Port Phasmatis. You can get there using the Canifis Lodestone, favoring code ALQ, or an active file. Speak to Lyra, select option 1, then option 2 7 times, then option 1 again. For the 2 allotment patches, put your best quality compost in them if you're doing that. Then you're going to plant onions in them. If you have marigold planted in the flower patch here, it should protect your onions. As mentioned in the beginning, the old school wiki claims it doesn't work, but I tested it myself and none of my plants died, so take that as you will. Also, keep in mind the marigold has to be fully grown for it to work. If you planted it earlier when I said to and it's still not fully grown, it should almost be done, so you might want to wait it out for a few minutes. I also want to note that only one of these onion patches actually need to survive. I'm having you plant 2 in case one of them dies. Go to the allotment patch north to East Arty. You can get there using the Arty Lodestone, Arty Cloak 2 or higher, a skills necklace to Fishing Guild, combat bracelet to Ranging Guild, fairy raincoat BLR, or a regular Arty teleport. Speak to Kragan, select chat option 1, option 2 5 times, then option 1 again. Same deal as the onions, rake the 2 allotment patches, put your best quality compost in them if you're doing that. Then you're going to plant cabbage seeds in these instead. Optionally, if you have a rosemary planted in the flower patch here, it should protect them, but it does need to be fully grown like the marigold from earlier. Once again, only one of these cabbage patches need to survive. I'm having you plant 2 in case one of them dies. That's basically the last of what you have to plant, by the way, so you can activate your green fingers aura now if you want, if you haven't already. Keep in mind that the aura only lasts about 20 minutes, which should be good enough for the marigolds, but the onions and cabbages take about 40 minutes to grow. So unless you have something to reset the aura, you may have to check on these after your aura expires. Go to the Catherby allotment patch. You can get near there using the Catherby Lodestone, Camelot teleport, or just walk there. Speak to Dantera and select option 1, then option 2 3 times. Head to the Edgeville Monastery Garden. You can get near there using the Edgeville Lodestone, a combat bracelet, or an amulet of glory. Attempt to click on any of the roses to take their seeds, and Brother Althric will stop you. Continue the dialogue and select option 2. These are the most beautiful rose bushes I've ever seen. Go up the ice mountain to the west near where the oracle is. Click on the white tree and select Secateurs from the menu to receive a white tree shoot in your inventory. Use the white tree shoot on your filled plant pot, then water it with your watering can. Go to the middle of Edgeville. Take off your ring of Charos A and use it on the well to throw it in there. Head back to the Edgeville Monastery Garden. Attempt to take the seeds from any of the rose bushes by clicking on them and it'll stop you. Just finish the dialogue. You can now actually take the seeds, click on all 3 different color rose bushes to receive 4 seeds each for a total of 12 seeds. Head back to the well in Edgeville. Use your fishing rod on the well to get your ring back. This may take several tries. It feels like it's taking you a long time to get it back. Happens sometimes. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to keep trying. After getting the ring, go to the area right outside the bar in Taverley. You can get near there using the Taverley or Burthorpe lodestone. Put your ring and Charos A back on, speak to Burnold, then select options 2 and 1. Use one of your plant cures on diseased grapevines. Speak to Burnold again. Go to the Taverley tree patch. Speak to Elaine and select option 1 twice. Go a bit north to an anvil. Use your rune or pure essence on the anvil to create rune shards, then click on the rune shards to grind them into rune dust. Use your rune dust on a plant cure, then go back to Burnold. Use a new plant cure on the diseased grapevines. Speak to Burnold to receive some Burthorpe vine seeds. Go Lumbridge, you can use a lodestone or a regular Lumbridge teleport. Use a trolley on the southern statue at the entrance to the castle grounds. Stand on the west side of the trolley, right click it, and choose Big Push to push it to the east. Stand on the south side of it, right click it, and Big Push it north. Big Push it one more time, it should be lined up with the bridge. Stand on the west side and keep Big Pushing it east across the bridge. You'll end up back in Varrock. Big Push it 3 times to east. Stand on the north side and Big Push it once to the south. Give it one regular push to the south. Stand on the west side and Big Push it once to the east. Stay on the north side and Big Push it twice to the south. It should go perfectly through the entrance of the garden. If not, make whatever adjustments you need to. Stand on the west side and Big Push it to the east. It should now be next to an empty plinth. Right click the trolley and choose place to put the statue on there. Go Falador, you can get there using the Falador lodestone or a regular Falador teleport. Use a trolley on the statue and go through a cutscene. Give the trolley one small push to the east or west, then stay on the south side and keep using big pushes to get through the gate. When you're in Varrock is the same thing as before, big push it 3 times to east. Stay on the north side and big push it once to south. Give it one regular push to south. Stand on the west side and big push it once to the east. Stay on the north side and big push it twice to south. It should go perfectly through the entrance of garden. If not, make whatever adjustments you need to. Stay on the east side and big push it to the west. Stay on the north side and big push it south. Big push it south again. Just get near the other empty plinth to the south, and was close enough, right click the trolley and choose place to put it on there. While we're here, we're going to plant some of the seeds that we have. First, rake the nearby circular patch and plant the white tree sapling in there. The long thin patch along the wall to the west, rake that and plant the vine seeds in there. The 3 patches for the rose seeds are the ones to the very south. The name of the patches will tell you which seeds to plant in there, so do that with all 3. Obviously, we're missing a few seeds, and that's because we can't get those until those allotments that you planted earlier finish growing. So the marigolds and Falador patch, the onions by Porfest Mattis, and the cabbages by Artie. There's literally nothing else we can do until those finish, although now would be a good time to check on them to make sure they didn't die. The marigolds should almost be done, as that takes about 20 minutes. The onions and cabbages take about 40, so subtract the amount of time you spent doing the quest. I am going to show you what to do at each patch when they're done growing. If anything died, keep in mind you will have to replant them. We're going to start with the marigolds since those grow the fastest. Once they're grown, pick them, speak to Elston, and select option 1. I have those marigolds for you to receive some delphinium seeds. It's always going to be option 1 when you talk to these farmers, by the way. Now the onions and Porphasmatis, once again, do not harvest these, and only one patch needs to survive. If one is alive, speak to Lyra and select option 1. Okay, I've grown those onions like you asked to receive 2 different sets of orchard seeds. Now the cabbages and Artie, do not harvest these, and remember only one patch needs to survive. Speak to Kragan, assuming one is alive, and select option 1. Okay, I've grown those cabbages like you asked to receive some snowdrop seeds. Once you have the 4 different types of seeds from all 3 farmers, go back to the garden in the Varrock Castle. The yellow orchard seeds go in the plant pot to the east by the entrance. The pink orchard seeds go in the plant pot to the west by the entrance. Rake the closest patch to the southeast and plant the snowdrop seeds in there. Rake the last patch to the southwest and plant the delphinium seeds in there. You now have to wait for everything to grow, which takes about 15 minutes. They can't die, but there's nothing else you can do for the quest in the meantime. So while we're all not doing anything except waiting, I'm going to run an ad on the video. When everything is grown, speak to Queen Ella Maria. Go to the southeast corner inside the castle and look for King Roald. Speak to King Roald and select the options 1, 2, 2. Go through a cutscene. Hope you found the video helpful. If you did, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for future videos to come if you haven't already. There are also links in the description below for my Patreon, donation link, Twitter, and Discord where you can interact with me. Donations can also be directly made through YouTube Now, thanks option, near like button below the video. Catch you later. Peace.